Hi everybody, Brian Ballengee with Golf News Net, and thank you for checking us out once again. We've got a review for you today, our first of 2020, which is kind of hard to believe, and it's a glove. We don't usually do a whole lot of glove reviews, but almost everybody I know uses a glove when they play, whether it's when they hit drives or approach shots. Some take it off when they chip and putt, some take it off when they just chip or just putt, or some even putt with their glove on if you're Lexi Thompson. So it's something that you use pretty frequently, and it's something that probably a whole lot of people don't think about because, well, golf gloves are kind of been the same for a long time, and for the most part, they're just based around this idea that everyone should be wearing a leather glove on their left hand, and to varying degrees of softness and fit, and that's pretty much it. And the gang at CaddyDaddy, who I have always loved and adored because they've come up with great ideas for great products that solve problems at reasonable prices. They came to me at the tail end of 2019 and said, hey, we've got this new glove coming out. Would you give it a try? Give us some feedback on it. And they've done some experimentation with gloves in the past, and I really actually liked the initial glove that they came out with because it was almost like a pair of receiving gloves. Like it had the really tacky palms, and when it got wet, it even got tackier. The grip control, the traction was amazing on them, but it wasn't for everybody. And so they've come up with a solution that they feel addresses the problem of a variety of issues with golf gloves and put them into this single glove, the Claw. The Claw is $20 and it's available at their website, CaddyDaddyGolf.com. And I've been using this for the better part of a month and a half now. And I mean, this is the glove I've been using. You can tell I've been wearing it a little bit. It's not quite as white as it was when I got it out of the box, but it's held up tremendously well. I haven't had to wash it once, which is something you can actually do with this. And I feel like I've had superior traction and comfort every step of the way. So let me walk you through the pieces of this glove and why I'm really happy with it. First of all, this is not a leather glove. I like leather. Leather feels comfortable and luxurious. But leather also rips and tears really easy. It gets cracked very easily in the climate in which I live in the mid-Atlantic United States. When it gets really warm in the summer and humid, your hands kind of sweat, but then it dries and then it cracks, and all of a sudden you have a golf glove that doesn't even last you but 10 rounds, and you've just burnt $25 for pretty much no good reason. And so I want things that I wear when I play golf to be breathable, whether that's my hat, whether it's my shirt, pants, whatever, but especially my glove, because in that warm Maryland humidity in the summer, I need something that's just not going to fall apart at the seams. And this glove won't do that because it has a mesh back. So yes, it's not leather, but it breathes super well. It's lightweight. It's easy to put on. It's easy to adjust. There's no special period where you have to break it in over 2 or 3 rounds. It just fits and it feels good. The closure is Velcro, easy to open and close. You can kind of stretch out as much as you want. I kind of leave it a little bit more over than some people might, but it fits me pretty well. It fits my fingers well. It's not a cadet style fit. It's a traditional fit, and it's just loose enough that you don't feel like it's constricting, but it's also tight enough that it doesn't feel like you're wearing effectively a Ziploc bag on your hands. The other part of it that I like, and which is really what creates the name The Claw, is the palm portion. So this is a microfiber fabric. Again, not leather, but breathable, performs well. And on top of it, you can see there's a silicone type coating. It's a silicone coating all throughout where you would grip the club with your hand. And the idea behind that is that it's non-stick. It's not going to create any kind of reduction in traction when you're holding the club. It's going to keep your hand where you put it on the club throughout the swing, however you need to manipulate it, but you're going to feel stable and comfortable at the same time. And at first my initial concern was, okay, there's going to be too much silicone. It's going to be like holding one of those plate warmer type things, and it would just feel like you're kind of squishy. Well, that's not the case. There's just enough silicone here that your hand doesn't move along your grip, regardless of whether it's kind of wet out or totally dry, and whether your hand is totally dry or a little sweaty from playing golf in certain weather. And so it holds on really well. It stretches out tremendously well. It's comfortable all the way through, and it seems to work out that it's held up well over, I feel like I've played 15 rounds with this thing, and it doesn't really look any different than when I got it out of the box. This is a large glove. They sent me a large and an extra large. I think it's pretty much sized normally. You could probably go a size lower if you like it tight. You could go into a medium if you're a large, for example. But if you're kind of just okay with a normal fit, just get the size that you would typically expect in any other glove. The one complaint I would have about this, the claw glove, is the ball marker on here. It can kind of get a little bit loose. It's pretty big. I mean, if you don't have a marker you carry around with you, it's big, it's noticeable. It's not like those dainty ones on the other gloves that you maybe have purchased in the past. So it's substantial enough that you could actually use it and find it again. But it does kind of jingle around a little bit sometimes. I don't typically notice that, but if you're one of those people who kind of get freaked out by that, then just pull that bad boy off there and that problem is solved. If you don't care about that, then you've got a ball marker that you can use. The other thing I talked about earlier mentioned is that you can wash this. You can't really wash leather gloves, and I don't think most people think about washing their golf gloves. They usually just throw them in the trash can and go buy another one. But this one could last, and the claim that CaddyDaddy makes is that the claw glove will last 3 to 5 times longer than your average golf glove. So for me, depending on the conditions, depending on the time of year, depending on how I treat the glove, my glove might last 15 to 20 rounds. So I'm expecting this glove to last all year long. I expect to get through 2020 with one glove. And if I can do that, then at the price point of $20, that's an amazing value. Especially because I'm not someone who likes to play in really bad conditions. I don't play, if it rains, I typically leave. I don't live in a climate where I have to deal with that very often. I have choices when I want to play. And if I need to play with rain gloves specifically, I have some that I like and can work with those. So for everyday conditions, everyday type golf, whether it's winter, spring, summer, or fall here in the DC area, I'm very happy with what I've seen so far with this. We've had some warm days and some cold days, so I've gotten a little chance to understand how this works in both sets of conditions, and I'm really pleased with it. So head over to CaddyDaddyGolf.com if you're looking for something a little bit different, a little bit more breathable, a little better traction with your golf glove. Give the Claw a try, and then let me know what you think about it. I'm Ryan Ballengee, and we will see you next time.